take dozens of positively charged protons and force them into a sphere so small it is measured in quadrillionths of a meter. That is the physical reality of the atomic nucleus. According to the laws of classical electrodynamics, this structure should not exist. The electrostatic repulsion between that many positively charged particles packed into such a confined volume should instantly tear the nucleus apart. The only reason matter holds together is a counterforce, the strong nuclear force. This is the attractive glue that binds nucleons, both protons and neutrons, to one another. But the strong nuclear force operates under a severe geometric limitation. It is strictly short range, dropping off to virtually zero beyond a distance of about 3 femtometers. The electromagnetic force pulling the protons apart, however, has an infinite range. Its repulsive effect is cumulative. Every proton in the nucleus repels every other proton, regardless of how far apart they are inside the structure. Nuclear stability is an optimization problem. It requires balancing the macroscopic scaling of these two opposing forces, while satisfying highly specific microscopic quantum rules. The ultimate fate of any isotope, whether it remains perfectly stable for billions of years or violently ejects mass as radiation, is dictated entirely by how efficiently it solves this specific physical calculation. This chart plots protons on the x-axis against neutrons on the y-axis. The baseline for atomic stability begins at this 1-to-1 ratio line. For light elements up to calcium, the math is symmetrical. Stable isotopes adhere perfectly to an equal number of protons and neutrons. In these small nuclei, the physical diameter is less than 3 femtometers. Every nucleon is within range of the strong force, easily overwhelming Coulomb repulsion. As the atomic number increases, the geometry works against the nucleus. The structure physically expands beyond the functional reach of the strong force. Protons on opposite sides of a heavy nucleus cannot attract each other through the strong force, but their electromagnetic repulsion continues to scale up exponentially. To prevent the nucleus from shattering, it requires buffer material. Neutrons provide additional strong force attraction without adding electrostatic charge. This buffering alters the required ratio. Stable isotopes curve upward, breaking away from the 1-to-1 line to form the band of stability. By the time we reach the heaviest stable elements, this curve peaks at a ratio of approximately 1.52 neutrons for every proton. But there is a hard limit to this macroscopic balancing act, occurring at atomic number 83, bismuth. Beyond bismuth, the nucleus is simply too large. The short-range strong force cannot span the physical gap against the outward pressure of the protons. Macroscopic stability is a losing battle. No amount of neutron buffering can save a sufficiently large nucleus from the sheer scale of its electrostatic repulsion. Extruding this graph into 3-dimensional space maps the binding energy. The band of stability becomes a topographical valley where lowest points represent the most stable nuclei. Any isotope outside this valley is unstable and must undergo radioactive decay to roll down the energy gradient. The first failure mode occurs when the neutron-to-proton ratio is too high. Having too many neutrons triggers beta-minus decay. During beta-minus decay, a neutron converts directly into a proton, ejecting an electron and an antineutrino. This shifts the isotope down and to the right, closer to the valley floor. The second failure mode happens when the ratio is too low. With too many protons, the nucleus undergoes positron emission or electron capture, converting a proton into a neutron to step toward stability. Beta decay provides small ratio corrections, but super-heavy elements face catastrophic instability. They need to shed massive amounts of both charge and mass simultaneously. The primary escape mechanism for these massive nuclei is alpha decay.
An alpha particle is a helium-4 nucleus. With its extreme binding energy, it forms a highly stable cluster within the parent nucleus, lowering overall mass. This cross-section of a potential barrier graph shows the physical trap. The alpha particle is trapped inside a potential well created by the strong force. It is surrounded by a massive repulsive barrier and lacks the classical kinetic energy required to jump over the walls. Classical physics dictates it cannot escape. But George Gamow solved this using quantum tunneling. The alpha particle acts as a wave function. Colliding with the barrier, it has a small probability of existing outside. Eventually, it tunnels straight through the solid wall and escapes. Radioactive decay is a deterministic process of energy minimization, driven by macroscopic gradients pushing the nucleus toward stability, and executed through microscopic quantum probabilities. Macroscopic mass formulas calculate the valley's shape, but fail to explain local terrain. They cannot explain why certain isotopes are significantly more abundant. Looking at the data, a distinct statistical anomaly appears. Out of all the known stable isotopes in the universe, 162 of them possess an even number of protons and an even number of neutrons. This preference for even nuclei is a direct result of the Pauli exclusion principle, acting on protons and neutrons as distinguishable fermions. The principle dictates that two identical nucleons can only occupy the exact same spatial orbital if their quantum spins are strictly opposed. By pairing up with opposite spins, the angular momentum cancels to zero. This spin pairing effect drastically reduces the energy state, giving even configurations massive stability. Beyond individual spin pairing, the Pauli exclusion principle dictates the broader architecture of the entire nucleus through quantized energy levels. Much like electrons orbiting an atom, nucleons fill discrete concentric shells. These shells snap closed and lock when they reach specific capacities: 2, 8, 20, 28, 50, 82, and 126. Completing a full shell creates a massive energy gap before the next available state. This locks the nucleus into a highly rigid, unreactive configuration. In nuclear physics, these specific closed shell capacities are defined as magic numbers. The macroscopic neutron-to-proton ratio sets the overall map of stability, but the microscopic quantum rules of spin pairing and closed shells dictate the exact terrain. When a nucleus possesses a proton count and a neutron count that both land perfectly on magic numbers, it forms a doubly magic configuration. We see this empirical reality in isotopes like nickel-56 or lead-208, which has 82 protons and 126 neutrons. The measured binding energy of these doubly magic nuclei defies the predictions of the macroscopic liquid drop model. They are exceptionally rigid, resisting external perturbations as unified, tightly bound objects. This quantum shell effect provides a theoretical loophole for elements extending far beyond the established macroscopic limit of bismuth. Panning across the complete Segre chart, past the stable coast and across a sea of highly unstable heavy elements, models predict a theoretical peak in the distance, the island of stability. The hypothesis is geometric. If a super-heavy element possesses the exact magic number configuration, the massive energy gap created by its closed quantum shells might provide enough binding energy to counteract its immense Coulomb repulsion. While these synthesized elements may not achieve perfect, indefinite stability, this precise quantum fine-tuning could grant them unexpectedly long half-lives compared to the elements surrounding them. The atomic nucleus is a physical compromise. It balances the macroscopic brute force of the neutron-to-proton ratio against total electrostatic destruction, stabilized only by the microscopic elegance of quantum mechanics.